Good evening, Melrosians the world over. I'm Tom Catalini.
I'm Sam Hammer.
And I'm Jen LeClaire.
And this is Let's Talk Melrose, a show where Melrosians talk to Melrosians about Melrose. We're down one person tonight. Where is Tom Shampoo? Does anybody know?
No, actually. No idea. Not in Melrose, that I know.
He's on vacation.
But I think he might be in a historical district commission meeting.
Yes.
It's tonight.
Yeah, I think he's still doing the work.
He's on vacation, but still doing the important work of Melrose because he is
exactly. He's dialing in, and so we therefore have to do an awesome show. He's going to be watching the replay and giving us notes as he always does, suggestions just to make it better. So we have to be on our A game, Jen.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, I hope I want to know what he thinks about our new suspenseful intro with that countdown. That was exciting and a little long.
A little long, but we just invented it about 2 minutes ago. So
kind of by accident. That was very suspenseful. It was cool.
It was. Well, I left the country. Did you even notice?
That's right. You did. Where were you?
I was far.
I always
far
notice.
Away.
I notice when you leave the Ward 5.
We took a very, very quick trip to Toronto, Canada.
Nice.
Yes, we went with a very fun friends, and John actually didn't make it the first day because his passport didn't come in time. But then it came in.
I heard about this. Was trending on.
It was very dramatic.
It was trending on all the socials. It was a blurry oath issue.
What? Oh yeah, blurred oath. Hashtag blurry oath.
Yeah, blurry oath.
But then when he got there, we had a lot of fun, and I have to say, it's a really cool place. I learned quite a bit about cool cities and what they're up to. So I have a few pictures to show.
Oh.
This one is the first one. They have this amazing giant sign that lights up at night right in front of City Hall. And shh, can you hear the sink?
What is
that? Yeah. Flush. Just kidding. So it's an extremely diverse, multicultural location, and it's everywhere. It shows everywhere. It's just feels really great to be around a whole bunch of diversity and just people walking around everywhere. And it was fantastic. And also parklets everywhere. So here's just one quick parklet. You can see how close it is to the streetcar, which is another amazing thing that they have there. But I was saying to you, Jen, that not only were parklets in parking spaces, but in some areas it took up an entire lane of the road. So some of the roads were 2 lanes. So they put parklets in the right side, and just they're everywhere. Which, I love my parklets, which means that people are out.
Exactly. Exactly. People were on. I imagine that that people were on the street and patronizing the businesses and.
Yep. Yeah. And then the other quick thing was there are these gigantic notices that are put up around new development and things that are happening, just to notify folks that it says a change is proposed for this site. So there's a QR code.
Oh, look at that, with public meeting right there.
Yep. Another one I saw had a QR code. Some of these have QR code. Anyway, you just as you're walking around, you just see that something is going on. So a lot of repurposing of old factory buildings and complexes, and this railroad depot was repurposed for restaurants, and a brewery with a restaurant right next to the baseball stadium. Anyway, an amazing use of city space.
I'll tell you where I wouldn't put a parklet is in that Whole Foods parking lot. I was over there today. And we were in gridlock. I'm backing out of a space. The other person's coming this way. People are coming off of Main Street there was gridlock for a little while. I wasn't sure I was going to get out.
Well, you could just pull over then and spend some time in the parklet while you're waiting for
Right.
traffic to die
Yeah,
down.
I don't know.
I think.
Yeah. So you were on the Main Street side, not the bank side.
So I got clever, and I'm like, look, driving across. Look at the face. I tried to get clever, so the face is actually appropriate. I'm like, I'm sick of going in on Linfells and driving across this
Yeah.
nonsense to get to the dry cleaner. I'm an Anton's customer. So I went around and came down Franklin Street, came in the other way, but there's all kinds of traffic and stuff happening over there. So I get in. Then I realized, you know what? I was going to sneak in and out on the north end. And then I was like, you know what? I do kind of want some ice cream while I'm over here. So I am going to pop into Whole Foods, and I didn't want to walk, all the way over there. So I moved from one parking space to the other one. It was all fine.
You hear this? No fun, Finn.
Then I come, but everything was going swimmingly. Well, the ice cream, you don't want it to melt, Jen. It's a little cooler today, but this is not inexpensive. These
Right.
products, and it's a race against time.
Yeah.
So I'm staged. I'm positioned for that. I come out, and then I'm backing out of the space. Somebody else is backing out of their space. People are trying to get in. People are flooding off of Main Street, and we're all blocking each other in like a whole gridlock thing. And I think I lost consciousness for a little while. Somehow it cleared, and then I was out.
Okay. That sounds like trials and tribulations, to be sure. And I not to undermine your trials and tribulations here, but I feel like we very quickly moved from inspiring municipal ideas to Tom's parking and dairy treat.
Okay, take that frown and turn it upside down.
Can we just go back one quick second to Toronto? I just want to say, so I feel you, Tom. That sounds like it was very, very traumatic.
Treacherous, yeah.
Yeah, that's no small thing. I just want to say about the city, because I feel like, Sam, I do the same thing as you. Everywhere I am, I'm like, oh my God, this is really cool. That's really cool. It's fun and smart to like take good ideas from other places. I think for anyone who's quick to say, well, Toronto is a giant city and this is not Melrose. It doesn't need to be an apples to oranges comparison. We can take good ideas and tailor them down, or no, I don't want to say down, but tailor them to what is right and appropriate and works for a city and a community of our size. So it's still always right. I think smart to kind of look at what creative things people are doing in other communities and figure out what great ideas we can borrow and adapt for the kind of community that we want to have. Right.
Right. I think that's good. A good idea is a good idea. I'm going to go to Toronto and drive around some parking lots, and then I will report back.
You let us know, and you might be ice cream while you're there.
You might be hard pressed to find a parking lot on a street because the one parking lot that we found was actually full of picnic tables.
So, okay, then how do you solve for the very real challenge of getting your frozen goods home in a reasonable amount of time? Never mind like sort of the weight and all of that, the physical struggle. There's actually like a time limit. So
you just eat them on site. People in Toronto just eat.
That's what the picnic tables are for.
That's right. That's right.
Well, in this situation, the picnic tables it was a sea of colored picnic tables, and in the back was a giant screen. They were showing live tennis matches from, I don't know what tennis match was on. And to the right were beach volleyball courts too. And then to the left were pickleball courts that you could just sign up and play. And then food trucks and restaurants. And it just was,
yeah,
it was cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
So this is half right. Dry ice, maybe, but not in your car. So maybe we need backpacks of dry ice.
Right. Anywhere you
what could go wrong? All right.
And hi to the senior Dugans in Ohio, by the way.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hi. Cool. Top fans in Ohio.
Great. Anything else?
I think we got to get, as informative as this is, I think we have to get to the news.
Okay. should we just move into it instead of the thing?
What?
Oh,
No,
no, the thing has to
no,
happen.
we can't do the news without the thing.
Okay.
See?
Running like a well-oiled machine.
Well, the first piece of news is very sad. Our condolences to MMTV and the family of MMTV. We heard of the passing of Joseph McDonough, who is the founding father of MMTV. He passed away earlier this month. But the obit in the paper and also online is very long because he had an amazing life. So I just put in a few notes here that he was an advance coordinator in Jimmy Carter's White House.
Wow.
And he's lived all over the place, including the United Arab Emirates, China, Mongolia, Russia, Cuba, and a lot more. He did live in Melrose. With his wife, Jerry, and daughter, Mary. And he believed local politics is the cornerstone to American democracy. So sadness for our friends and family at MMTV, and we thank him for his contribution to our community.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sad news, but he had an impact. And it leaves us with a good segue into the next section about local politics is the cornerstone of American democracy. He was absolutely right about that. And I was in contact with some folks at MMTV today on this topic and some former hosts of the show, digging deep into the historical archives of Melrose.
Wow, you did some work today.
Well, just to bring some context to this story we're about to talk about. So it's an election year in Melrose this year, and what I think people know is like, okay, that's fine. There's going to be elections in November. I don't know if it lines up with anything at the state or national level, so that usually brings some interest and energy to that. But importantly, in the city of Melrose, if there are more than 2 candidates running for mayor, there'll be a preliminary election held. And so we have 3 candidates. We have Sam Hammer, Jan Grigoritis, and Monica Medeiros Solano running for mayor. So there is going to be a primary on September 19th. So not only is it National Talk Like a Pirate Day on September 19th, it is also
Vote like a pirate.
Well, that's what most people are going to associate with September 19th. Are you going to vote, matey? That's what we're trying to say. But what people don't know readily, first of all, they might not know that we're having that important date coming up in about 30-ish days, 30-something, 34 days. But when Stephanie and I moved to Melrose back in the day, one of the first elections we watched actually coverage live on MMTV in 2001 was when Mayor Rob Dolan was elected. What a lot of people may not recall is there were actually 5 candidates running for mayor all at once: Rob Dolan, Paul O'Neill, Linda Benezra, Richard Connolly, and Harry Cool. So at the time, that's what the charter said. So everybody could just run for mayor right up until election day. And you had like this guy, Harry Cool, apparently ran like multiple times for mayor. And I don't know if he ever get much traction. And the other folks were in there. And it came down to Rob Dolan and Richard Connolly in a tie, right? 18,000 votes. It was a very big turnout for that election. They actually tied. There were 4 provisional ballots set aside. And Rob Dolan won by 1 vote. So then they did a recount, and he won by 6 votes at the end. So it was quite a hullabaloo. Stephanie and I remember watching the run-up of the election on MMTV, but also like live in City Hall. They were like that city clerk or whoever does it, like actually had the ballots, and the representatives of the different candidates wanted to like witness the counting of the ballot. Like it was all this high drama. Now you remember, this is November 2001. This is just about a year after the Bush-Gore election with the hanging chads.
Oh, right.
And this is just a couple of months after 9/11. So in the shadow of 9/11. So this was like a crazy time. Yeah. And that's what happened. So.
And Dolan was really young, right?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
younger even than he is right now. If you
I am trying to get in touch with the archivists at MMTV because I remember seeing the footage, like the speeches and the debates running up, and then all the drama. And if we could get that footage, it would be something to see. I'd love to see that up on YouTube.
Wow.
But as a result, so that was 2001, and then he was mayor for about 16 years, I think, after that. But what happened was shortly after that election, I think actually Rob started this. He launched an advisory board and did a comprehensive review of the city charter, which had not been updated in like 106 years. And they did many provisions which actually got voted in and enacted around 2005. So the term of the mayor in the school committee went from 2 years to 4 years. So the mayor used to get elected every 2 years, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
The mayor became a seat on the school committee. The school committee decreased from 9 seats to 7, and they introduced the staggered term. So when we talk more about this year's election, there are 7 seats. One is the mayor. 3 and 3, you alternate every year. So 3 seats are open this year. They put in the charter an annual budget review and capital plan and required an annual audit of the finances. So something was maybe bubbling up back then. That doesn't seem to have worked perfectly for us, but that idea is in there. And if 2 more people run for mayor, there will be a primary election, and the mayor can't hold like another job. So there was all kinds of things. Actually, I was just talking to Stephanie, and she was like, yeah, she thought like the mayor of like Lawrence or somewhere at one time was like the mayor and the state rep at the same time. So they cleaned up some things like that you can't hold multiple offices, and we'd like to consider the mayoral seat or position a full-time job. Thank you very much.
Right. Yeah, that all sounds like lots of good changes.
Yeah, I was a big fan. So somewhere in the archives is a letter from a young Tom Catalini supporting those charter changes back.
Oh, no way.
We'll have to do some Googling. I've written maybe 2 in my time in Melrose, but that was one of them. I was a big fan of that. I mean, the mayor serving for less than 4 years seems ridiculous.
Yeah. You can't get me. You're just running elections all the time. Yeah.
And the other thing, I mean, if we were, and they actually talk about changing it reviewing and changing it every 5 or 10 years. And there's been other smaller changes since then. And I would be in favor of continuing to do that. We'll talk more about the election in a minute, but I think some of these groups could be a little smaller too. So the school committee at one point was 9. I mean, that's a lot of people to run the school committee.
According to quick calculations, Mayor Dolan was around 30 years old when he was elected.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
So there you have it. Anyway, so the primary is on September 19th. It's important that folks are aware of that, out to vote. There's actually early voting begins on Wednesday, September 6th. You can vote in person at the elections office located on the first floor of City Hall, 562 Main Street. Wednesday, September 6th, 9 to 1. Friday, September 8th, 1 to 5. Tuesday, September 12th, 1 to 5. And then you can also cast your ballot
convenient
by mail or election day. Well, whatever it is, at least there's options. I mean, you can quibble with it, but at least there's options. And right up until the 19th, you can do something. But I think of those 4 or 5 options, just take one of them if you want to have a voice in which mayoral candidates continue.
Yep.
Cool.
I also heard there was a mayoral racial justice forum tomorrow night. We should share the link for that. And so I think that, I don't know too much about it. Sam, maybe you know a little more. Is that going to be all 3 candidates?
Yes. And I'm going to share the website. Hold on, I can't do typing and talking.
So you, while you're looking for that, so you do have to you register. There's a link to register. You register, and they will send you the Zoom link to be able to tune in and participate. So
yep, and on the web, sorry, Jenny, the website that I just shared is there are the other forms are on there as well for school committee and city council. So
right. There's it's not, they're not doing just a mayoral. So the mayoral is first up, and then that's right. They're doing 2 others.
I like the forums myself.
Yeah.
We're more venues for that sort of thing. Our local news coverage has, I'd say, it's safe to say, diminished over time. And we don't have folks running a lot of this. I think the League of Women Voters used to hold a lot of things. So maybe some of that is going to happen in the coming months, but I think that's a nice way.
Well, coming month, honestly, there's
Yeah.
not that much time left. I can give you a sneak peek. It really has been so far these kind of special topic or topical groups or interests. So the Racial Justice Coalition is doing one. This hasn't been publicized yet, but any day now it's coming out. The Melrose Creative Alliance is going to do a forum also, and all three candidates have agreed to participate in that. It's September 7th on Melrose arts and culture and the creative economy in Melrose. So
is anybody, Jen, doing a dating game format? Because I think given that there's 3 candidates, that would be perfect. I just, so Pee Wee Herman passed away recently, and I actually was on YouTube, and you get down the rabbit hole a little bit. And one of his first appearances on TV was actually on the dating game. He was on 3 times and he won once.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
In character.
As Pee Wee in character?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. We're not the only thing on YouTube, Jen. You got to get in there for a while.
I guess.
Yes.
So
Yes.
also
the algorithm knows what to send my way at this point.
Right.
Also, the Melrose Democratic City Committee is having a forum next Wednesday, the 23rd. You do not have to be a registered Democrat to attend. It is in person, and I think will be streaming live and or recorded and shown again later. So,
where's that happening in person?
I think at the UU, but let me check.
The UU somewhere. Anyway, in person is good, and then will all 3 candidates be there?
Yeah, I think I don't know. I wish I knew. I'm sorry. That's
No, I know sometimes this stuff goes to the last minute and it doesn't get sort of pulled together. So that's totally fine. That's good to know. So anyway, Jen, we should talk about what they call down ballot. No disrespect.
Yeah.
But there are, so I was on the city website, there are 11 people pulled papers for at-large city council seats. 7 of them are certified so far. So 11 people pulled papers, but 7 are got the signatures and will appear on the ballot. And so that's 7 people at least running for 4 seats, which was interesting. And then there's the ward seats. Some are contested, some are not. And nobody's running for Ward 5, which I'm not even sure is my ward or not anymore because they redrew it last year.
You are still in Ward 5, and your friends, the Dugans across the street, are now in my ward, in Ward 3, over with me.
Great. Oh, okay.
You're right on the border. You're on the new border.
Okay. All right. So that way, at least at a minimum, Dugan and I will never be in a runoff election for him.
That's right. Thank goodness.
That we know.
Thank goodness for one of you.
So what happens if nobody runs for a seat? Do I get to pick?
Yeah, what happens if the Ward 5 seat is empty?
You got the charter. What did the charter say?
Yeah, I have a guess, not from reading the charter, but something happened recently where didn't somebody vacate a seat and they had to refill it? I think the rest of the city council basically picked somebody. People write in and say they're interested, and then the council picks somebody. I can't remember, but like in the last 5 years that happened.
Yes, that was when Gail Inferna, our ward counselor, became mayor, and the seat opened.
Oh, that's right.
And it was between, I think, Sean McMaster and our own Eugenia Gibbons. So we, for Ward 5's loss is our gain, although also our loss because now she's technically Ward 7. So we've lost a lot of people in Ward 5.
Yeah, so there you have it. But anyway, people can vote.
Okay, so the newly elected city council will choose a Ward 5 representative.
Well, maybe not, Jen. You actually have until September 19th to pull papers.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Right, because this election happens in November.
Oh, so that's right. Okay, right. Okay.
Anything could happen. Anything could happen.
Okay. Well, all right. You heard it here, Ward 5ers.
Yeah.
Get out there and represent.
And there are 4 people running for 3 seats on the school committee. So that one seems to be lining up to be a good race. Anyway, so the only thing I got to give a huge shout out, by the way. So I am on the internet. I'm talking to the research team. I'm doing all the Googling I know how. And it's a dead end, right? Because I'm looking for the history of this in 2001. There's not like there was a Melrose Free Press, but it's run away. There was a free press, but print. There wasn't stuff online, and I couldn't find anything. So then I text who would you text in this situation? Steve Casella, who's immediately answers and gives great suggestions, including like the Wayback Machine, which I forgot about. So I could go to the City of Melrose website back in 2001 and dial it in, but the only results they had was from the national election for in 2000 because of the Bush Gore thing was so pronounced. Right. But then Steve found in the Boston Globe archives a story about the election, and that's how I get the 5 names. So big hat tip to Steve Casella. I was also talking to Mike Miner down at MMTV, who was live broadcasting the ballot recount and all the stuff. And also,
did you go to work today?
Well, and then so here you want to hear the funny part. So then I come up for air because it's getting near showtime, and I grab a drink of water. I'm like, "Oh, Stephanie, remember watching this on MMTV in the election?" And she named like 4 of the 5 off the top.
Of course she did.
And I was like, "Why am I on the internet instead of asking her?"
Yeah.
So,
okay, I'm gonna I'm changing my vote. Stephanie Catalini for Ward 5.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that would be a better vote. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't
and
know.
Also co-host of MM.
I don't know if the city council is ready for that.
For the sweeper, she'll go in and clean it all up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. Exactly.
All right. Anything else on the politicking?
I think that's it.
So if you find yourself available and looking for something to do Saturday, August 19th from noon to 4, head down to Dorchester for afternoon fun with Metco families. At Garvey Park on Neponset Avenue, right off on Neponset Avenue over there, off 93, not that far off. There'll be games. There'll be a market fair of Black-owned businesses and raffle for backpacks full of supplies.
Nice.
It is organized by Melrose Middle School parent Ayanna Spencer Lakes, who used to be a Lincoln Lion parent. And last year they had over 113 attendees.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Yeah. If you have any questions, I'll put the email address to reach out to the Friends of Metco. But yeah.
Yeah, they do this every year, right? Or in recent years they've done it. They did. I know they did it last year.
And I did calculate. I just checked the route from Melrose, and it's only a 25-minute drive. So
nice.
There you go. Saturday mid-afternoon.
Cool.
Nice.
Blood donations. Oh, geez, I'm out. All right. What? Everyone else should do it. It's a great thing to do. I can't. But yes.
So if you're up for donating some blood, there's a big list of blood donation locations and times. Here are the 3 dates in Melrose. April. Oh my God. See, this is why.
Does it?
August.
16th
and the 22nd from 2 to 7 will be at the VFW on Main Street. And on the 31st of August, it'll be from 10 to 3 at the YMCA. You might get a $10 e-gift card, but in order to make an appointment, you have to download the app. So download the Red Cross app. Yep.
Does it have to be your blood, or are they just looking for blood in general?
You're just gonna walk in with like a jug. Okay.
Then I'm in. So
Don't ask questions.
I went this morning to have. So this is for braver people than me, and it is really important. So if you're able to do it without passing out, please by all means. My daughter donates blood all the time. I had a cavity filled this morning and I thought I was dying. So this is not something for me. Yeah. Not for the, but for those who can do it, it's very important.
Have you given blood, Tom?
So I want to ask if there was any footage of the cavity filling from this morning. That would be a good segment on the show.
I will never show what that must have looked like publicly.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, Jen. I'm on the queasy side, and I used to work with a guy who would watch surgery TV,
Oh,
and like I couldn't even listen to him talk about it.
no.
Like, never
I
mind.
couldn't. Just to give you a sense, I never watched the show ER when that was really popular. I could not watch ER. That's where I'm at. So
Yeah.
I feel like in a past life I should have been a nurse.
yeah,
I'm in
you
for
have
it.
been. You've yeah.
Well, I've been a first, yeah, I've been I guess maybe a first responder.
First responding. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam and I are both now mental health first aid responders, but that's
Me too.
testing my limit. Yeah, yeah, that's right. You too. You and Stephanie too.
Dial 988, right? Do I have that right? Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe you need a certificate refresher. Okay. Anyway, what else are we are? Wow, we're on the half.
We're running out of time, Jen.
Okay, so you guys wrote this part, and then I'll tell you a couple of things that I know that are coming up.
All right, great. So there's this thing called the Filmmakers Collaborative, and they are screening the final films of the students that put together called Movie Under the Stars. It'll be Monday, August 28th from 6 to 9 p.m. At the middle school courtyard. And there will be food trucks and music. Bring a blanket or a chair. It's free, and go watch some of these student movies.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're a great organization. I think it possibly not as well known as as some other local Melrose organizations, but yeah, it's an incredible filmmaking collaborative, obviously, but they do student programming, and they're also just an incredible resource for filmmakers, and they're based right here in Melrose, and they do some really good, really interesting work. They're well known like outside of Melrose as well. So definitely check that out. You know who else is doing great work? Molly's Bookstore is really, they are just more than a bookstore. They run all kinds of book clubs. So if you check out their website at Molly's Bookstore, if you go to the Melrose Creative Alliance, we publish a lot of the events that they do. I don't often publish the book clubs because you actually need time to read the book. So if you want to plan ahead, like check out Molly's and grab something, a title that looks interesting to you, and you can join one of their many book clubs. But they also have, one of the things that we do have published, they also have for littles, a story hour every Thursday, once a month on Thursdays. And no, actually more than just once a month, but the stories that they pick are creative and multicultural and really interesting. So this Thursday they have Mildred the Gallery Cat, and it's a story hour. What else?
Stephanie went to the event last Thursday, the book club meeting there. She said it was great.
Yeah. There's lots of end of summer like outdoor movie things happening. So MVMMS Drama is also doing a summer movie night. SpongeBob the Musical. So also on Thursday, it's free. So you can go check out SpongeBob the Musical, and that's a teaser for I guess they're going to do that this school year. Mm-hmm. Paper and Clay is doing all kinds of programming. Also check out their website. They do teens and tweens yoga periodically. That's really interesting. The Kitchen in Melrose is doing super, super cool stuff. Yara Chocolates has closed their physical location, but they've partnered up with Paper and Clay, who are right next door. And they do classes and things, excuse me, in that sort of annex section of Paper and Clay. So that's a super nice partnership that's happening. Melrose Unitarian Church is continuing to do their Summer Sundays series. And then one more thing that I love, the library is also doing some pretty amazing stuff. And one of my favorite events that they do for littles is the back to school stuffy sleepover. So you can drop your stuffy off at the library, and your stuffy will have, kids have to go home and sleep at home, but your stuffy can can sleep over at the library, and they sort of take pictures of all the fun that you're
Oh my God.
had overnight,
Right.
and it gets kids excited about getting ready to go back to school. Yeah, so that's a good one. So check out Creative Alliance for things coming up past. That's that all that stuff that I just mentioned is just in the next week. So
Wow.
there's the calendar is updated through the end of October. So check it out.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Summers were meant to be boring. I don't know what we did
Right.
this year that we're not doing it right, I think.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I'm for that. I bring boredom back.
Yeah.
Life goal.
Yes. But it's nice to have the choices out there. If you want to go do stuff, there's plenty to do here.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
there is. Have you been out kayaking on the on El Pond yet?
Not yet.
Oh no, we got to do that.
Oh, but I will say, I know I said I wasn't going to talk about this. The Martins crossed the Delaware River. Martins crossing the Delaware River last week in a raft. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Martins recreating and on the Delaware River. Yeah.
Wow. Awesome.
Next up, El Pond kayaking.
Yes.
So are there 4 kayaks? Can we get all the co-hosts out there?
Oh, that would be good.
We should
Yeah.
just go from El Pond.
Mhm.
Before, well, look at that enthusiastic. Mhm. We should do
Oh, I
this
would do that.
from El Pond before the weather changes.
Yeah. All right, let's do it.
I'm in.
I'm in
All right.
too.
Sunday?
I might be. Yeah, I'm in. Probably, maybe literally.
Right. Well, we'll do it from cell phones, and you put a little Ziploc bag. Everything will be all right. Bring some dry ice.
For your ice cream?
Yeah.
Right. You can walk to the ice cream from there.
Yes, true.
Yes. All right.
Awesome. Poof, we did it.
Yeah, good stuff. Thanks, everybody. Oh, who says we'll see you around? Hold on. We'll see you around town.
Wait, do it again because I'm not ready. Wait, where's the music? I got it. Okay, ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
See you around
See you around
town.
town.
Wait. I thought we were all going to say it at the same time.
Oh, I mouth it usually. I don't actually say it.
All right, 1, 2, 3. See you around town. Ready? 1, 2, 3. See you around town.
We'll get this right someday.
This is my day. Still drinking my
Nice.
Neros.